we hot?
Check, check. Oh, talking about me, Britta Lundin? Oh, you might not know this, but it's Britta Lundin.
I didn't.
Yeah, no one does. That's why I always have to remind people. Like Sunbeam or James Dean.
That my audio lines up.
I was going to do it. No,
do
it. Okay. Hello,
sunshines. I'm here today with Britta Lundin, who is a fantastic human. She has a new book coming out soon, which we're going to talk about today, called Ship It. Would you to tell my audience a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Yes, of course.
Like 104 characters or less.
Oh gosh.
Just kidding.
My name is Britta Lundin. I am a TV writer. I write on the show Riverdale on the CW. Airing Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Bing. I'm also an author. I wrote that book, Ship It, and it's about fan fiction and Comic-Con and who gets to decide what characters are gay and what characters aren't gay. Also, I'm from sunny Oregon.
We'll go with that.
And now I live in Los Angeles.
Well, I'm glad to have you back up here in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, it's good to be back. It feels really nice.
It feels good to be back.
Yeah, it was like pouring yesterday and I was like, I haven't felt this in years. I don't think it's rained in Los Angeles in like 10 years.
That's so sad.
I know, it's sad. Really Los Angeles is running out of water. It's fine.
I want to kind of dive in, just getting to know you a little bit. Well, what was it like to move to LA? Like, what was the journey? Because you went there for a very specific reason, right?
Yeah, it was scary. It was scary. So I went to film school in Austin, Texas first. So that was intense, moving to Texas from the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
But Austin's a cool city and I liked it a lot. And then when it came time, I graduated film school and I was like, what I want to do is make movies and write for television. And really, to be serious about that, you have to live in Los Angeles. And so I talked to my girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife, and I was like, how would you feel about living in Los Angeles? And it was a conversation, and we both decided that we wanted to go for it, and it was kind of a big risk because I only knew a couple people out there.
Sure.
But I knew that if I was going to like take a chance on my career, I had to do it there. And so we went out and you know, it was a lot of like meeting people and doing grunt assistant work and doing a lot of jobs that maybe weren't very glamorous. But after about 3 years of living out there and like working and networking and writing scripts, I got staffed on Riverdale. So it was a success story.
Yeah, for sure. But definitely the effort like you had to put in up front for sure.
Yeah.
What does your wife do? Was she able to move easily as well?
She works in nonprofits. So she's, you know, making the world a better place, which I like to think television does too. It just does it in a little bit different way.
I mean, I think you're right. I think it can. I just binged A New Queer Eye. Oh
which
my God.
I love.
I cried every single episode.
Yeah.
It's reality TV, but gave me so much hope for humanity.
Yeah.
Like thinking about the fact that they film in Georgia, of all places, and I'm like, whoa, so wonderful. They're wonderful humans.
Yeah, and I honestly think Jonathan from Queer Eye can save the world. I think his like so incessant positivity, and he's optimistic about everyone, and he makes everyone feel beautiful and loved. I mean, they all do.
Yeah.
And they kind of make you feel seen and valuable, and I feel like that is so important. I really love that show a lot. I cried all the time. And also I think because it's an unscripted show, it has the ability to touch people in a slightly different way than scripted television does, where you really are seeing real people in real situations.
Yeah.
One of the things I'm most proud of on Riverdale is that I got to write the episode where
Okay, straight up, there's about to be a Riverdale spoiler, and apologies in advance because this is a crucial plot point to the rest of our interview. We talk about it a lot, so stop watching if you are not caught up on Riverdale, or keep watching if you don't mind spoilers. Okay, thanks!
Cheryl and Tony kissed for the first time, which is kind of a spoiler if you're not caught up,
right.
But it happened like 3 weeks ago, so. But like an amazing spoiler where you're like, now you're gonna wanna watch the show.
Yeah.
So that was very exciting because it was like really important to me that we did that right, and I wanted Cheryl to be sympathetic, and I wanted you to understand where she was and to go along on that journey with her, and I wanted that kiss to feel real and authentic and powerful, and I just wanted everyone like up out of their chairs, like clapping and hooting and applauding when that kiss happened. I was like watching live on Twitter as it was airing, and like people's reactions were just like all caps, like rah, 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 oh my god. It was like very overwhelming and exciting for me to see that happen.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You made the ship happen.
I made the ship.
We're canon. How does Riverdale in your mind then fit into that? Because you're on it. You must feel like it somehow makes the world a better place. How does Riverdale in your mind make your world a better place and the world at large a better place?
Well, I'll talk about Cheryl because I think that's a character who's important to me.
Yeah.
Cheryl in the first season, she's kind of an agent of chaos. Anytime she enters a scene, like there's a slight unpredictability about her. You don't know what she's going to do next, which makes her a fun character.
Yeah.
But she also, in the first season, was like hitting on boys. She hits on Archie, she kisses Archie. And so you assume that she's straight, because we assume in our culture that everyone's straight unless told otherwise.
Yeah.
But particularly with her, because we do see her like with boys. Then in season 2, she meets Tony. We start to learn a little bit more about her backstory. And I feel like one of the fun things about Cheryl is you get to take a character that everyone would just assumed was straight and be like, oh no, your assumptions were wrong. And I think that's just as valuable as a character like Kevin, who's like super gay the first second we meet him and we know that he's gay. That's also an important type of character. But seeing someone go through that journey and like having the self-discovery of herself, in addition to having the audience discover who she is, I think is also a valuable thing. But it's just been exciting to be part of that process and bring those characters to the world.
I want to talk about this because it seems like so important to have own voices representing these things. So I got to the point, I mean, it's not out yet, but like a line spoiler, like one line spoiler. When Claire's talking, she's trying to explain to her mom that the characters on the show aren't gay, it's not canon, but like they just belong together, right? Yeah. She starts having her inner monologue about how my mom always asks me that I'm gay, but I'm not gay. I don't know, but maybe I am, maybe I'm nothing. And that line, I was like, oh my God, like I have had that thought. What is that like for you in writing for television, in being a queer person in the world? Like how do you approach that concept?
I think especially when you're writing about and for teenagers, there are a lot of different kinds of coming out stories. Yeah. And some people know they're gay from like the moment they come out of the womb. And some people don't. And it's a journey. And so I wanted to write a kind of coming out story that I hadn't seen before, which was not about Claire being worried that her parents won't love her or that her friends will abandon her. It's really about Claire wondering what the truth is about herself. Because coming out feels irreversible. And one of the things she struggles with is like, what if I come out because I meet one girl and I like her, and then later I never meet any other girls that I like, and I have to uncome out later and be like, oh, sorry, oh, that was a mistake. Yeah. And that's one of her fears, and I think that's real. I remember feeling that way when I was a teenager, like feeling like once you say it, you can never take it back again, which is not true. Like sexuality is fluid. Like you can redefine your sexuality as many times as you want over the course of your lifetime, but it doesn't feel like that, especially when you're a teenager. Yeah. And so for Claire, it feels like this big commitment, and that's a scary thing when you're a teenager to make any big commitments. There's so many life decisions you have to make, like where you're going to go to college and what kind of clothes are you going to dress in, and like, you know, how do you want to present yourself to the world, and figuring out your sexuality is just one piece of that. And so I wanted to talk about that. And it goes back to, you know, Cheryl and Kevin. I think the answer to this is that we just need as many different kinds of queer characters on TV as possible, and in books and in movies and in music and everywhere, because there is no one story, you know. We need as many different ones as we can, so that each individual queer character doesn't have to carry like the burden of the entire community and everyone's story on their shoulders. Yeah,
I'm sure you feel that way too. Being in the public eye, if you will, of like, I don't represent all queer people either. I think because of how I present myself, especially, people definitely assume I'm straight. And so something I struggle with is like, well, it's a piece of who I am though. Like if I were describing myself to someone, I wouldn't say necessarily I'm gay as one of the defining factors.
Yeah, so you asked me to describe myself at the top of this video. I didn't say that I was gay.
Right, yeah,
but I'm
exactly.
Gay. I'm gay. I'm very gay. Get that out of the way, just in case people were wondering.
I think that's why even the few pages that I've read so far of this book, I just feel so refreshing. I think teenagers are going to relate to it. I'm just like, you don't have to have all the answers in anything, including your sexuality. And you can kind of just like people and start there and go with that.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Just in case they missed it.
Yeah, the first few times. That can just be the title of this video. We're gay.
We're gay.
Also books. And maybe Riverdale spoilers. I am not caught up on Riverdale.
Oh God, I just spoiled it for you.
Oh, no. It's
no,
okay.
But knowing that there's lesbians in it doesn't make you want to watch it more.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's how I feel about everything.
So, talked a little bit about how you've gotten to be a writer in your career. Yeah. But I want to back up into the origin story of like fanfic and convention. Oh, yeah. So because this book is about Claire writes fanfiction. She's super into these two characters on this television show, and she ends up going to a comic book convention. How do all of those things come together? Because they have to be a part of you too.
For sure, yeah. Like, well, I mean, first of all, I've been in fandom since I was in middle school. My first fandom was the X-Files. From then, I just have been in like 100 fandoms since then. Like from before Tumblr, like LiveJournal, fanfiction.net, and just like...
Did you make icons?
Oh.
You were an icon maker?
No, I wasn't like skilled in any way. You misunderstand. But I was just there.
You were in it. You were present.
Yeah. Wait, did you make icon day?
I did.
Icons?
Oh yeah, I was an icon
Wow.
maker. That's why I learned Photoshop.
Wow,
Yeah,
see?
yeah.
Fandom.
I know.
That's a marketable skill.
Depending on how you decide to pursue it.
Yeah. So I had never really like talked about my fandom or been open about it. And I feel like a lot of people I met, even like close friends, probably didn't know that this was something I spent a large part of my day like on the internet participating in.
Yeah.
But it was something that's really important to me. And so at a certain point when I came up with the idea for Ship It, which originally was a screenplay, I was going to make it as a movie before it became a book. There was like part of me that was a little scared of like, do I want to put this story into the world? Do I want this to be like a Britta Lundin story? Do I want people when they think of Britta Lundin to think, oh yeah, that's that gay fan fiction girl, right? And that was like scary because it's kind of hard to be like, this is a part of my identity when I had kind of kept it secret for so long. But I thought because it was so scary, that's maybe why it was important. Because it was important to me and I wasn't talking about it, and that felt weird. And it's not really something to be ashamed of. It's just something that we just don't talk about. And so I started talking about gay fan fiction a lot. And as soon as I did, people were like coming out of the woodwork, like, oh my God, you like fanfic? Oh my God, let me tell you about my weird rare pair that I've been shipping since I was 6 or whatever. You know, like now like my friends talk to me about it, and I have friends who are like, I have no idea what you're talking about, but I found this article that I think you might enjoy. like everyone's been so supportive and it's fun, and I just feel like now there's like a lot of very cool fandom books coming out, and it's exciting to see. Like I'm just happy that like teenagers today like have the ability to talk about this and have media that represents their reality in a way that I didn't have when I was a teenager. Yeah. So that's really exciting. And then I also, you know, I really love Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. That was probably the first book I ever read that had fandom in it.
Yeah.
But it didn't totally represent my reality, which is fine because like no book can represent everybody. So that was kind of when I was like, you know what, I'm gonna write my own story and I'm gonna make it more like what my experiences in fandom have been. And I think that's great. And then I hope someone reads my book and is like, you know, I love Ship It, but it's not my experience. And then they can go on and write their version of the book.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
There's a book for everyone.
So which came first, Riverdale or Ship It? It sounds like Ship It came first. Ship It's been a story you've been had inside you for a really long time. Yeah. I just said that. That's all right.
Yeah,
It was true, though,
and
right?
then I birthed it. Yeah. I wrote Ship It as a screenplay before I got on Riverdale. Around the same time that I got staffed on Riverdale, I sold Ship It as a book because Freeform read the screenplay and was like, "This is great. We really think it would be a great young adult novel. Would you want to write it?" And I was like, "Amazing, yes. I love young adult novels, and of course I want to write that."
Yes.
And so I was writing Ship It the book around the same time that I was working on the first season of Riverdale.
Okay. And Freeform, so this is interesting to me too. Freeform is a Disney imprint. I almost skipped college and went to Disneyland because I wanted to be a Disney princess that badly. Wow. My mom was like, maybe you should go to college and just like have that under your belt. So I like had this, like, it's not real. It's a pipe dream of like, I want to be the voice of the first gay Disney princess. Like, I don't know, people tell me I have like a kind of princessy voice. I don't know, anybody who will listen, I want to be the first gay Disney princess. But I've been noticing like lately, they've been taking a lot of steps toward inclusivity as far as like queer characters go. This seems like a big step to me, and Disney's a powerhouse. I mean, do you think that's a good step in the right direction? Where do you think this is going as far as mainstream media goes?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's baby steps, but baby steps in the right direction. For whatever reason, people think gay content is more adult than straight content, which is BS.
It's bullshit.
It's bullshit. I didn't know we could say it.
Bullshit. Yeah, no.
It's bullshit. So I think when you have a channel like the Disney Channel, they're slightly more hesitant because they're making stuff for young audiences, which is bullshit. Because young audiences need to see gay characters just as much as older audiences do. And there's nothing inherently adult about a gay character. So I think the gains are slower in like media that's made for younger people, but it's still happening. And I know there's people out there fighting the good good fight, and I just hope that they keep winning the good fight.
Okay, so how about conventions, though?
Oh, conventions,
like,
yeah.
Talk about that a little bit, because conventions, like, changed my world when I realized that there were people who physically got together to enjoy fandom together.
Yeah.
And a big part of this book takes place at conventions. So what was your first experience with conventions, and why conventions?
Well, the thing I love about conventions is that they're just about people who love things coming together to love things together.
Yeah.
Like, that's just a cool idea.
Yeah.
They're not a cynical place. They're like a place where you take something that fills your heart with joy, and you go and you meet a bunch of other people who have that same feeling.
Yeah.
And the other cool thing about conventions is you're walking around and there's all these groups of people. People could be dressed as like characters you've never even seen or heard of, but they're surrounded by like their people, and they found their people, you know? And then you are with your people, and everyone's there together with your people. That's what's great, especially if you go to some place, like Claire goes to a very small high school where she feels like no one understands her, and she gets to a convention and she's like, no, I found my people, here they are.
Yeah.
And that, I think, can be like a very tremendous, overwhelming experience. And the other cool thing about conventions is there's so many different ways to enjoy a convention. You can just be someone who like goes on the floor and buys a bunch of cool toys, or you could be someone art, fan art.
Way too much art.
Yeah.
Money in art selling.
Or you could be the guy who's like flipping through comic book boxes and like finding old comic, or you can just go to all the panels, or you can be a cosplayer who stands outside and interacts with other cosplayers and takes photos.
Yeah.
There's so many different things happening. It's like an ecosystem of passionate people, which is exciting. I've been able to go to like San Diego Comic-Con for the last 4 years, and it is mega. It's just like,
it's wild.
Big.
Yeah.
And massive, and it's amazing that conventions have come to the point where you can have something like San Diego Comic-Con, which is just so incredibly
It's
massive.
over the whole city.
Yeah.
It's wild.
There's just so many people there.
Oh my God. Is San Diego your favorite convention, or do you have like a favorite convention?
I have a passion for smaller conventions as well. I just got back from ClexaCon, which
cool.
is
I
like,
remember that one.
Yeah, it's like a queer women's fandom convention in Las Vegas, which is very cool because it was like all queer women, like almost entirely. And it was just like such a powerful experience walking into the hotel and just like seeing so many other people who were like you. And being like, I've never seen this many queer women together in one place before in my life.
Yeah.
That's fun. It's just nice about like a niche convention too, or a niche convention if you want to be fancy about it. I've been to several supernatural conventions in my time,
cool.
which is cool because it's like you just slice out the part of like Comic-Con that's just the supernatural fans and like put them all in their own hotel. And it's like everyone there knows the same references, has so many shared experiences because they're all a fan of like one specific thing.
Yeah.
And they go hard on that thing, and you know they do because they're at a supernatural convention.
Right.
So that's
awesome.
fun too. Yeah.
That's great. We're here to talk mostly about your book. So we've talked quite a bit about it so far, but can you describe your book in like 10 words or less?
Can I describe Ship It in 10 words?
Yeah.
Ship It. Gay fan fiction writer.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
No, it's really hard.
Wait, no, I can do it.
About it earlier.
I can do it. No, I can do it. I can do it. How about, I'm just gonna do a bullet point.
Okay.
Gay.
Yep.
Fanfic. Comic-Con. Love interest. Celebrity. Unlearns internalized homophobia. Was that 10?
I think it was
It was
close.
12.
What's your favorite thing about Ship It? Like, what's your favorite thing about the process or the book itself?
Here's what I hope to accomplish with Ship It.
Yes.
I wanted to write a book about a girl who ships a non-canon gay ship. And I wanted the book to be accessible both to fandom audiences who are like, yes, I see myself in that girl, and to people who don't know anything about fandom or fanfic or anything about internet culture, you know? So I wanted somebody who didn't understand why someone would think a gay ship should go canon to read the book and at the end of it be like, I get it now. And if, let's say, an actor finds themselves in a role where someone's shipping them with in a gay ship and they think their character's straight, I want someone to be like, here, before you make a public statement where you ridicule that gay ship, read this book, and then on the other side, maybe you'll have a little better understanding of why gay ships can be important to people, particularly queer people. That was kind of what I wanted to get out of it, and I also just wanted people to feel like they were seen and feel like their voices had been heard and feel like that someone out there understands what they're going through, especially because when you're on the internet and in fandom, it's very isolating sometimes. If you live somewhere rural or you're not around other people and you don't know, like, are there other people out there like me? Like, yes. There are other people out there like you.
Yeah.
I grew up in a very small town where it felt like there was nobody else who was like me. And now I live in Los Angeles where I meet people like me all the time, and that's really exciting. But I have the ability to live in LA, and you know, a teenager who still has to live with their parents doesn't get the ability to choose where they live yet.
Right. Thank you for talking so much about your career, your writing career, Riverdale, your book. Can I ask you a couple of random kind of like just goofball questions too? So Hogwarts house.
Gryffindor.
You're a Gryffindor. Like no mix. Are you a mix of anything?
I think if you would have asked me when I was 15, I would have said Ravenclaw, just because like I identified as like a smart kid.
Sure.
That was just because my job at the time was to go to school, and so that's how you identify. It's like, are you good at school or not? And I was good at school, so I would have called myself a Ravenclaw. But I'm not. I'm a Gryffindor.
Yeah. I'm a Ravenclaw, but I think this is my philosophy on the houses. I also think that there's something that can be fluid. Like as a kid, I was definitely a Hufflepuff, and now like I sorted into Ravenclaw, but I think I'm a little bit of a Ravenclaw.
Like your sexuality, you can redefine your Hogwarts house as many times as you need to.
Yeah. Favorite word? Do you have a favorite word?
Recidivism.
What does it mean?
Like when you know what?
No.
I only kind of know, but it's like that
it's
thing.
It's really fun to say though.
It's that thing where if someone goes to jail and they come back out, a recidivism is like whether or not they go back to jail again, and it's like, does the system fail them? It's about structural power.
Yeah.
I had a whole class once where we had to say recidivism a lot in the sociology class, and we said it like 20 times a day, and now I never get to say recidivism until someone asks me what my favorite word is. Recidivism.
It says the new Star Wars is in your profile. So like the new ones, episode 1, 2, 3. What kind of new are we talking about?
Yeah. Like I like you know, The Last Jedi. I like Rogue One a lot.
Yeah.
I like Poe Dameron a lot. I really like Rey. I think Finn is wonderful and has my heart. Like my brother really loved Star Wars when he was a kid, and I was like, yeah, these are okay. But I didn't really give it my heart until recently when I was like, oh no, this is amazing.
Okay.
Like, these most recent ones I've like fully taken over.
Like, how do you feel about Rey and Kylo Ren? Are you on board with it?
I don't like to ship shame anyone. So I'll just say that if it's for you, I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
Yeah.
I don't feel it in any way. But if it's for you, then that's fine.
Yeah.
And we can agree to disagree.
There's a lot of people it's for.
Yeah. But I prefer Finn and Poe.
So cute.
Poe has sexual tension with everyone. Like I could put Poe with anyone and be happy.
Like BB-8. Like, yes.
Yeah. I would be like, I don't need to know what happens between you two. I don't need that fic.
Any books you're currently reading or that have really impacted you recently?
Yeah, some books that I really liked recently. Summer of Jordi Perez by Amy Spalding. Came out last week.
Yes.
It's so good. It's like a fluffy lesbian rom-com. It's just
Which is just
funny.
all you want in life.
Yeah, there's no angst.
Yeah.
There is, but it's not related to being gay. It's just fun, and it's funny. She's like a funny writer. It's like laugh out loud funny.
Good.
And it's hard to do that when you're reading a book. I also really liked Dear Rachel Maddow by Adrienne Kisner, which I don't think is out yet. I think it comes out very soon.
I'm desperate.
But that's another. I think she's lesbian, or she might be bisexual in that book. Really good. Really, it's about a girl like coming to terms with like her inner activist, and she's like reluctant and doesn't want to be a leader, but like eventually she's like, no one else is going to do this. Okay, I'm going to do it. And she stands up for herself and what she believes in it, and it's just like really powerful and wonderful. I don't know if you've heard of it, but Ship It by Britta Lundin, I've heard is amazing.
It's pretty relatable.
Yeah, relatable, funny. You might cry a little. Yeah, it's just supposed to be really good. Check it out if you get a chance.
Thank you for taking the time out of your day to come chat with me in my little neck of the woods.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been fun for me too. I have to say, right here, because Ship It is a thing, I'm fortunate enough that I have no shame, and I was like, Britta, please send me your book, and she did, so I have an arc of it. But when does Ship It come out, and where can people find it?
It comes out May 1st, and you can buy it anywhere books are sold. You can pre-order it on Amazon or Barnes & Noble, or you can go down to your local bookstore and make sure that they order it, and you can buy it when it comes there.
Yeah.
Or if you can afford it, you can contact your local library and request it at your library, and they'll buy a copy. You can just check it out.
You guys, it's fantastic. I am only a little bit into it, but I've already had so many moments where I'm like, oh my god, this is me, and nerded out about it. And being a nerd can be really lonely. We've talked about that. And if you are a nerd in a place where you maybe can't get to conventions or don't have a lot of fellow nerds around you, this book will like become your friend, because It just feels like being hugged by fandom and nerdiness, and it's amazing. So check it out. Definitely pre-order it if you can. It's gonna be one to remember. I think this is gonna be a really good summer read.
Yeah, it's fun and funny and like full of shenanigans.
Totally, which is perfect for summertime. So thank you again for being on my channel with me. Where can people follow you online?
I'm on Twitter at Britta Shipsit. I'm on Instagram as Britta Lundin, and I'm on Tumblr as Britta Lundin, so you can find me anywhere.
Awesome. And it's also BrittaLundin.com, right?
And BrittaLundin.com. Cool. Yeah.
Awesome.
There's only one of me, so you'll find me.
Great. Well, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will hopefully see you in another video very soon. Bye, everyone.
Hello, sunshine.
Here we
Hello, sunshine. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Into the world.
No, that was the worst timing ever.
Now I just feel like
I know. You know what?
No. I'm gonna give it to you so you have it.
It just feels really disjointed though, doesn't it?
No. This will work in editing. It just feels weird for us in the present. No one else will know.
And there's a book in everyone. I need to cut that out, but I just felt like I had to do it.
And there's a book in everyone.
Yeah.
There's a book on everyone.
There's see where
over everyone.
And under
everyone.
This is going places.
Mm-hmm.
We did it.
We did it.